Hey everyone, are you ready to relive the Flappy Bird craze? Get ready for the comeback of the decade. After a decade-long hiatus, the legendary Flappy Bird is making a grand return. Initially, the game was taken down by its own creator, Nguyen Ha Dong, due to its overwhelming popularity. Now, the game is being revived by a group calling themselves passionate Flappy Bird fans, who claim to have acquired the game's rights. They assert that the legendary title will make its comeback on Android and iOS phones next year. The people behind this project say they obtained the game's rights from GameTech, an unfamiliar company with unclear ties to Flappy Bird's creator. According to IGN, this fund also reached an agreement with the developers of Piu Piu vs. Cactus. This game had faced copyright disputes, as it was released earlier and had similar gameplay to Flappy Bird. It's amazing to see how much Piu Piu has influenced developers and gamers over the years. I get to work with a dedicated team of fans and creatives who are passionate about bringing Flappy Bird back together, said Keck, the developer of Piu Piu vs. Cactus. Expect the familiar addictive gameplay, but with exciting new features. Unlike its previous limited operation on 2 mobile platforms, the Flappy Bird Foundation says it plans to bring the game to other platforms, such as desktop computers and mobile web, as early as this fall. This is a departure from the original version, which only ran on iOS and Android and could attract even more players. The game's trailer reveals that the Flappy Bird Foundation has big plans for Flappy Bird's revival, including maintaining the original game design while adding new game modes, characters, progression, and even more exciting multiplayer challenges, starting with the web version this fall and apps for iOS and Android in 2025. Meanwhile, Nguyen Ha Dong, the creator of Flappy Bird, has not been mentioned at all. Some international news sites said they have contacted Dong but have not received a response. His social media accounts have also been inactive for a long time. In his bio, Dong still says he is working at the company he founded in 2011, which released Flappy Bird and many other games. On the website, the new Flappy Bird development team describes the version as having multiple game modes, along with other characters for users to experience. The core design of the chimneys and the controllable birds remains the same. After Flappy Bird disappeared in 2014, low-quality copies of it began flooding app stores. Meanwhile, other organizations sought to acquire the rights to the game's trademark. According to The Verge, Nguyen Ha Dong intended to bring the game back, but Apple's rules on the App Store prevented the plan. Specifically, developers lose ownership of an app's name when they delete it. At the same time, relaunching is impossible when another entity is using that trademark. At its peak, Flappy Bird was the most downloaded app in the world, topping the charts in 100 countries and surpassing 50 million downloads. The Verge estimates that with this achievement, Nguyen Ha Dong could earn about $50,000 per day from advertising alone. The game's success came from its viral spread on the internet, being played by famous YouTubers like PewDiePie, and its addictive gameplay. In February 2014, after enduring the overwhelming fame and pressure from the game's negative effects, Nguyen Ha Dong announced the removal of Flappy Bird from app stores. "Flappy Bird is a success of mine, but it also ruins my simple life, so now I hate it," Dong wrote on Twitter, now X. Since then, Nguyen Ha Dong has released many other mobile games, but none have replicated the success of Flappy Bird. Get ready to tap, flap, and navigate those iconic green pipes once again. After the game was removed, many game fans even bought old phones with Flappy Bird pre-installed. Now, the return of the game can help those who still remember this thirst-quenching game. Are you excited to see if the new Flappy Bird can soar as high as before? Only time will tell. But one thing is for sure, it's going to be an unforgettable ride.